you both know very well, New York, where the campaign was shot. I mean, Paris, where you often go, which is also where the House of Dior is, and London, where you lived and you live now. I mean, do you feel that those cities have moods and sense of their own? Truly speaking, when you land, I mean, do you feel there's a sort of vibe that is different? Robert?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, London has, I think, the most familiar smell out of I feel really ridiculous answering. But it's, yeah, just there's something so specific. That's one of the major things I miss about it. When I don't know why, but it's kind of the light and the smell of London that every single as soon as I land back there, that's the most familiar thing to me. And Paris, I've only ever gone when it's freezing cold, so it's kind of the smell of cold.
And rain.
Yeah, and New York always just kind of seems very vital. Like it kind of seems very, it's like teeming, like everything about it.
Robert, did you imagine, in a way, very specifically, your character's sort of body language, the way he moves, he dresses, or smokes a cigarette? Was it you who came up with all that, or was it Romain who really directed you on that level?
I mean, it's all just about the sort of general mood. I mean, shooting the first thing we shot, driving down a beach in this little BMW convertible, which we couldn't go any slower than about 70 or 80 miles an hour, and it was the first thing we shot, and this was like it's a big commercial. I mean, a lot of people had money and invested in it and stuff, and like the first thing we did was. I mean,
the first thing you did was drown the car.
Yeah, but it could potentially be. I mean, it ended up. I mean, we crashed the car at like 60 miles an hour into the sea, with the camera in it, and, and it was kind of, and it set a mood. I mean, as soon as you feel, I mean, I guess it's just the general energy on set. It goes into your body somehow.
Oh, by the way, I mean, I was just curious, and I'm sure some of you are. I mean. Whose idea was the cigarette? Because it's pretty risque for Dior.
I can't remember, like...
Who came up with this shot, which I loved?
I think you guys were just smoking on set, and at some point we thought it looked good.
It looked real.
It looked, yeah. And but it was not like a try-hard thing, like, oh, we try hard to be cool because we smoke cigarettes.
You don't?
No, I do, but that's a personal thing. But
you're about to say something about Camilla, right?
No, I mean, yeah, that's how I found out. I saw the teaser trailer for Romain's movie, and it had this kind of 2-second shot of Vincent Cassel and Camille.
Yeah, it was in Our Day Will Come, right?
Yeah, and I was thinking it was the first time I'd seen in a long time in a movie, like, wow, that's like a properly erotic shot. Like, how gross that is to say. But I mean, and you really, really rarely see that. And it was like, and it was one of the things which I thought was like, wow, that's like a really specific thing which people don't really do anymore. And that was one of the things which I was kind of like I was sort of interested in Romain's work. But
to go for the erotic.
Well, I mean, not just but like just something where it just seems like it's quite difficult to do something original and just a kind of like a sex scene or whatever, and it's such an important and powerful part of people's lives that I thought, and I was trying to at the time as well. I was trying to really look for something like that, and that's a lot of what we talked about at the beginning. I think we were going to be way more like sexually like frank with it, and it kind of I ended up being a bit of a.
You mean that there is maybe a second director's cut which shows even more?
Yeah, who knows?
All right. Well, actually, Robert, when you discovered Romain's film, I mean, which scene or moment maybe struck you most?
Of his.
Yeah. When you discovered this, film for Dior, I mean, you probably were struck or moved by a certain scene because you didn't see anything before. So, I mean, what struck you more?
I mean, I don't know. I've seen it quite a few times now, but it's weird. I'm quite attached to it now. I mean, I kind of, it seems quite honest. I don't know. I mean, maybe because I just said it was genuinely really fun making it, and I don't know. It seems like it's so not how I expected to feel about doing any kind of commercial or endorsement or anything. I was so anti before, and doing that, it doesn't even feel like I've done that. So it's kind of amazing.
Yeah.